For the first time in 5 years, the House of Representatives has a proposal on deck to control federal spending.
Well, but Congressman Jody Arrington calls his plan Reverse the Curse, a blueprint to reduce the national debt and to balance the books in 10 years. KCBD News Channel 11's Anthony Hall looks at the future of this controversial plan.
The ayes have it.
A declaration of victory for Lubbock Congressman Jody Arrington. House budget writers passed a blueprint for limiting spending over the next 10 years Wednesday. Chairman Arrington calls his plan Reverse the Curse, alluding to President Madison calling a public debt a public curse.
We are growing this government and we are amassing a debt that we're going to put on the backs of our children instead of paying for the things that we need to pay for.
Under this plan, Congressman Arrington calls for trillions of dollars in cuts to federal spending over the next decade. That includes economic security funding, job training and education, and infrastructure savings. The plan calls for the elimination of trillions of dollars in waste spending as well. It does not include any mechanisms to raise revenue, aside from predicting rapid, long-term sustainable economic growth above 2% annually as currently projected.
You will definitely see this country grow by at least 1% more, if not 2% over the next 10 years. So Tony, every 1% of growth over CBO's projection equals $3 trillion in deficit reduction.
Representative Brendan Boyle, the highest-ranking Democrat on the committee, calls it an extremist MAGA budget that targets marginalized Americans.
On the cut side, and it's important for people to realize what the real-life impacts would look like of $13 trillion in cuts that are included here in this budget.
Congressman Arrington acknowledges the biggest hurdle in balancing a federal budget is mandatory health spending, Medicaid, and Medicare. The chairman promises his plan will not affect benefits for those programs or any care from the VA, but it calls for a bipartisan commission to address them in the future. Medicaid and Medicare are both predicted to run out of money by the end of the decade.
The only practical way to solve those problems is to get both parties together. No party, Republican or Democrat, by itself will be able to do that in those big and important safety net programs.
It's unclear whether House Speaker Kevin McCarthy will present this proposal for a floor vote in contrast to President Biden's budget. Anthony Hall, KCBD News Channel 11.